All right. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you all doing? Welcome to another day of MKPS. This time we got Phantasmagoria versus Team Gun, a Division 2 clash between two 3-0 teams, and the winner of this will basically decide first seed. I'm Jaggy.
And I'm Fusion. Hi. What up? Gonna be back.
All right. So, Fusion, there were some stakes going into this initially. The team that was going to lose this match, and if they, God forbid, lose week 5 as well, it could have been possible for them to go to third seed if Apocalypse won their match today, but they actually lost against Dara, or yesterday they lost against Dara. So it is not possible for either of these two teams to get third seed. Both these teams now have second seed locked, because even if they tie against Extend Ash or Dara, both of these teams already defeated both of those teams respectively. So a two-way tie is going to favor both of these teams. So basically, the winner of this one will pretty much be in the driver's seat for getting first seed going into playoffs.
Yeah. And also there's EA and Dara who are battling for the third seed right now. And with Dara beating Apocalypse yesterday, and both Dara and EA playing each other week 5, it basically decides whether, who's getting third seed. So that's also a match to look out for.
Indeed. Do you want to go straight to the lineups?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's get going. We're not wasting any time here. For the lineup for Phantasmagoria, we got Alex, Crow, Casper, Verly, and Jazz. And right away, Crow coming in as a substitute for Derek, actually. So Derek, their main piece, their main rock communicator, team captain, is not going to be here. How do you think that's going to play out for them?
I think it'll be fine, because I think that Alex is also a pretty good communicator. And I've seen him do a lot of comms, especially while playing against him back in the day, like, say, a few months back. So I think that the communication is going to be fine. And I feel like, without Derek, it'll be a little tougher, but I think that will be all right.
Right, yeah. It's definitely going to test their resolve here, not having their main piece. But like you said before, Alex is also very good with the comms, and I feel like Alex is going to step up today in that respect. Yeah, and also the fact that Alex, Casper, and Verly have very good chemistry together nonetheless. They should be fine. But we'll see. Crow coming in as a substitute. He is more of a recent addition for this Phantasmagoria side, but I know he's played a lot of scrims with PT, so I think he's already been able to gel with these three very well. And of course, you have the main bagger and Jazz, week in and week out. Solid bagger, usually doesn't make too many mistakes. Of course, we did see that one time when he played against Dara, when he had Shock and WGM, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, very consistent bagger nonetheless. And overall, even though they did lose out on Derek, it may affect them, but I think this team is resilient enough to be able to get through that.
Shall we move on to Gun?
Yes. Gun, I'm interested to see what they're throwing out here, because they like to sub a couple of people in and out. They like to rotate players. So they have Boards, Hakeem, King, Nico, and Sasa. Okay, so they have Nico running this time around, and they're going to have Sasa bagging. What do you think about that?
I think it's pretty good. Though I do notice that, they have Nico in there. Do they have Daru in the registry?
Who?
Daru? Darumon?
Yeah. Daru is, he did play against, he did play in week 3 when he was being casted, yeah. Daru is playing for them. I don't know if him and Hakeem, I've noticed, have kind of swapped out every now and again. They've been kind of rotating in and out. Boards and King have been playing week in and week out for Gun. They've been the main two pieces. And then Nico has been bagging for them the past few weeks, but now we see Sasa being thrown in there. They like to rotate in and out. I know Nico is a strong runner for them. I feel like it'd be good for them in that sense. Sasa has been bagging for Gun throughout the years. Not one of the best baggers in the world, but I still think it's going to be a decent switch here to have Nico running, just to have that running solidity, just in case. I think Daru maybe not. I don't think Daru's able to play here. Maybe that's why they have Nico running instead. I don't know, though. I mean, Gun still have a decent lineup here, but I still have a couple question marks going into this. Question mark number 1, how well is Nico going to play? Because I don't know if he's been playing consistently in the running. I think he's been bagging quite a bit recently. And then how are the team going to do in general? I know Hakeem likes to come in and out, but this team still looks very solid. And then we also are getting word that Sasa might be running, but we'll keep you updated on that.
No, there's no way.
There's no way. I don't think Sasa's gonna be running. But we'll keep you updated for sure. If Sasa will be running, this would be an interesting idea.
I highly doubt he will. Oh, she will. Excuse me.
But yeah, I do think Sasa has a lot to ask for here against someone like Jazz. I think she's going to be biting off more than she can chew here.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I think Jazz is going to win the bagging battle by quite a bit here. But we'll see. Prove me wrong, Sasa. But we are getting word, too, that Gun's going to be the hosting team here. So King's going to be the host here. He's going to be starting off in first. King's a solid player. Overall, all-around solid player. Decent lines, decent comms. And basically one of the rocks for this Gun side. And we are going to see Hakeem in third as well. Hakeem is one of the strongest runners in boards all around. I mean, if you're talking about individual players here, Gun have very good all-around players. Some of these players aren't like super strong lines-wise, but I mean, they're very good all around. And they usually keep all their matches fairly close. And so I think we're going to see the same thing here. Gun going to keep it relatively close, but the bagging battle is going to be the biggest factor here. If we're talking about predictions, I'm going to say PT win this one by 52.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bold pick here.
I had him winning by 40 because I think that Gun could probably keep it close, but yeah, the bagging battle is going to be a big factor in it, especially having a bet against Jazz, who's like one of the best.
Right. Actually, I'm gonna actually tone it down a little bit to 46, not 52. Mainly because their main communicator Derek is out here, so maybe we may see one or two shocks that may not be too favorable. But I still think that in the end, Jazz is going to win out by quite a bit. PT are going to call 80% of their shocks are going to be good calls, and I still think they're going to run away with this. Yeah, PT plus 46. And who do you got for MVP?
I think Crow will, and he'll get like 110.
Crow 110.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I believe in him.
Super sub Crow. All right. Hard for me to predict the MVPs here because the runners from both sides are fairly even in skill. I don't think I see like a really big standout name here. I mean, Alex is a candidate for MVP, very solid player lines wise. In the end, I'm gonna say boards, but it's gonna be a fringe pick here. I'm gonna say boards 104. I think we're gonna see a lot of these players spread some of these endos. Yeah, keep the endos fairly close. But boards 104, and then for fusion we got Crow 110. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited too, because there's high stakes, and you know both teams want to get that 1 seed, because they do want to have to play rather lower seed. I wouldn't say that they're bad, but you know it may give them a little bit of easier time. But then again, this division is very close, so
you want to make sure you get as good of a start in the playoffs as possible. You don't want to get round 1. You don't want to get moon blasted. I hate to say that, but I couldn't think of another analogy for that. Yeah, you don't want to go out early on because there can be, because this is single elim, right? There can be times where teams have off days or teams don't have the favorable luck. You know, anything can happen. So let's pay a little attention to the indivs. I know indivs are not the biggest deal in the world, but let's just take a look at it for craps and giggles here. We see Torp up there, 36.9 average. That's what I like to see. Torp, fairly solid CT player. I say fairly solid, it's a bit of an understatement. He's a beast. But showing out in regs as well, very consistent player throughout the years. But I didn't expect Torp to see in first though. That's what I like to see from the lad.
I think he's pretty underrated.
Indeed.
And also, you notice Casper and Verley are in 2 and 3, so.
Casper, Verley, 2, 3, yes. Casper is a very, very hard player to get out of the top spot. He's a dog. As for Verley, very good all-around player, but I'm surprised to see him in 3rd overall here. He's really stepped up so far this split. Yeah, some of these other players that we see up in the top 10, the usual names here. We see Sal up there, Mel up there, Mel/Batcake, Goomba Thomas. And yeah, so far, besides maybe Torp first and Verley third, I think so far this chart has played out as expected. But yeah, that's what I like to see from my boy Torp. That's what I like to see from my boy Verley. Very good work from those two. As for the standings, of course, both these teams already have 2nd seed locked due to the fact that Apocalypse lost to Dara today. And in case that one of these 2 teams tie for 3rd seed, they already beat Extend Ash and Dara. So that's our 2nd seed's already locked for them. And Alex is in and out when it comes to running performances. I know every once in a while he has these performances where like he makes a couple of individual mistakes, but sometimes when he doesn't score as well, it's because he's focusing on the team. He's team first always. Not to say that some of these players in the top div aren't team first, but he will take any opportunity that he will get in order to make sure that the team gets good races. So that's probably, those are 2 factors as to why he's not super far up in the indivs right now. But yeah, I would like to see Alex be strong on his day today, because when Alex is on form, he's a scary player. All right, we should get going very shortly now, unless King is AFK. I don't think that'll be the case though.
Nah, everyone's here.
There we go. We have started, ladies and gentlemen. So Crow's POV, we're gonna be casting Crow. The other POV is Alex. Who's slightly behind. So we're mainly going to focus on Crow here. If we see something crazy in Alex's POV, we will certainly switch off to him. And it does come out with BC3 here. So grab your popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a good one. Phantasmagoria versus Gun. We are underway. And right away we see Crow with a golden. Spots are relatively mixed here, though, so I'm not really sure what the cut blocking situation is going to be looking like. Casper at the TC early here, though, and I think he's one of the more proficient players in going for Ultra in this lineup, so we may see Gun start to come out on top early on. Crow's going to be taking this golden strike. Fans it, though. Not what you want.
Especially at the start.
He aligned a little bit too far to the right there, and I think he was trying to readjust his line, but tilted his stick a little too late there. And now we see Crow with the TC right after. So really not what you want at this stage, but who's that in 8th? It's going to be Boards.
So that fib placement was pretty... I thought that was actually a pretty nice fib placement, if only it was just ahead by a little bit, because that's a pretty interesting one. We are going to see Alex in 4th, though. We're not going to switch because he does have call, but yeah, it is going to be a top 2 currently for Gun. We saw Nico taking the cut, and I think King was one of the people that blocked the cut. He just kind of he went forward, but nobody was able to overtake him. So top 2 still. Cuts blocked. Alex opts not to unblock it here. Interesting decision not to unblock it, considering that Gun are still top 2, running away with this now. Boards does, that's a really good play from Boards. Inadvertently stars Crow as well. So, yeah, interesting though that cut was not blocked. I mean, Gun's really gone in 1st, maybe not in 2nd, but I really would have liked to see it. I'm just holding it down right now.
What's the shock status looking like?
I'm not so sure. I can't really see.
We'll look at that in a second. I know. Let's see. One of the baggers is trying to get the other. I don't think he has a star or anything. Oh. Coming out.
It might have been lag. It might have been lag.
Alex takes cut after an unblock there, so he's going to be able to overtake 3rd, but it's not going to mean too much, I think, because King has triple nanas here. He's going to be able to fend off Alex. As for
and Rip Crow just getting squished by Verly, and he's just getting destroyed by
And
just about everything right now.
But they can't really do much with this now, and especially since Alex actually got backed by boards after boards was able to shroom up and chain a green. So top 3 for Gun. Wow.
Pretty explosive start right now for Gun. And that's the type of race you want to start off with. So,
and can you confirm, Winter, who got the star shocked out? Because I know Jazz did pull it in the end, but yeah. So we'll get word on that pretty soon. We don't have confirmation. We couldn't see, but we did see Jazz in 10th after that exchange show. I would assume that Jazz, he did star, and then I don't know if the bagger that starred went backwards or what, but. Yeah, it's a very good race for Gun nonetheless. They were just more consistent with the shortcut, honestly. That's all you had to say.
Yeah, especially with Cub being blocked for 2 laps. And Alex I think it was actually a pretty good play not to go for it. Because then he would have lost some time, and he probably wouldn't be able to catch up to him. But in the end, it didn't really matter anyway, since Boards was able to shroom up. And King had triple nanas in order to protect himself.
And I can confirm it looked to me like it was Jazz that got the shock start out of him, but actually no, it was the complete opposite actually. But then yeah, Jazz decided to go forward, but he was in 10th the entire time actually. So I think Sasa may have either spammed a bill or Jazz just was super far back. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's going to be a BC week coming out now with Gun starting top 3. This is a very precarious position for PT. The box is taken. The onus now is on King to try to break up those top spots. Or I'm sorry, not King. Alex to break up those top spots. I don't know if he has any items to break the top spots.
Ooh, that bomb snipe. Getting King out of there.
Didn't look like the bomb even connected, but there was a little bit of lag there. So I guess, yeah, good work from Crow there to be adamant on breaking those top spots by any means necessary.
You see a little bit of lag there, but Crow with triple bananas right now, and a shroom.
4 now for PT, so right away PT breaking up those top spots, and Alex drops a bomb onto one of Gun's players there. So 2-3-4 a little bit further solidified. Nico's a little bit far away for Crow to snipe. Actually, no, it wasn't, but Nico was aware of it. Opts to hop to the left there to avoid the snipes. So that's the only real snipe spot you can really utilize. After that, it's really hard to get someone out of a first.
Ooh, good backspam though. These nice spots for these
yeah.
Still 2-3-4. Not the worst situation, of course, but they would like to have a blue so they could get Nico out of there.
Indeed.
Holding it down 2-3-4.
Not looking like Jazz is going to win out on the bagging battle, but not by too much. But still slated to get the shock in this exchange. 2-3-4 still for PT. Fairly uneventful race so far. Besides Nico throwing out some very clever back spams, we'll see if he's going to throw out some more here and get the 2-3-4 even further down.
If you're a PT, you would definitely want a blue right now, because he has been holding it down for the longest time. Oh, I think he might have hit one of the back spams from last lap. Now they overtake him.
Yeah.
And Crow's in first with 2 shrooms.
Wait, Nico hit that backspin?
I think he did from last lap because there was a bunch of bananas there, and Crow manages to get in the first with 2 shrooms. Looking very good right now.
Bro, yeah.
And here comes the blue. He's gonna time it. The timing is off. But did you cancel it?
You gotta stay patient, Crow. You gotta wait a split second and then just use the shroom there. He mistimed it. He thought the blue was gonna be coming down
and he hits the fire pillar at the end as well.
Much earlier than that.
That's gonna result in a bottom 2. Yeah, bottom 2. That's unfortunate. But yeah, like that's a very tricky spot. I think he could have had enough time to just get over the ramp, so that way, if anything, he could just shroom as soon as he touches the floor, and you can dodge the blue.
Yeah, but in that case, he was stuck in 2 minds. I mean, he stopped, right? But if you stop, you gotta commit to the stop. you can't hit the boost panel ramp before the blue connects because the shroom, if you use the shroom, you're not going to gain enough of a speed boost to even dodge it in the first place.
It
But
was it was a pretty difficult spot too because his mind was mainly focusing on just stopping on the ramp. But what
yeah,
he should have done was at least look back so that way he could see how far the blue is away, like how far the blue is from him. So that way he can make up his mind a little quicker whether he should stop or if he just keep going. Because if he can time it when he lands, he could dodge the blue and he could just keep that first.
yeah.
Yeah, especially with that spot, it's a really difficult spot to dodge a blue on. Because having to deal with that boost ramp, it's very detrimental.
Yeah, and now Gun are in position here to pick a TF. But he is going to go with Phantasmagoria instead.
But yeah, Gun right now in the lead, which is... Oh, Jesus, I'm mixing my words right there, but it's a pretty good start right now for Gun, and they're looking to just keep the pace up and also keeping this lead. And right now they're up by 38, so PT does have to get a winning race, and a pretty big winning race too, to keep it close. Right away.
Let's take a look at Jazz in the bagging battle real quick. He hard stopped right next to the set, but Sasa is not going to bite. Looks like they're just going to be content to just wait. Now Jazz commits there. Sasa very slow to get the box in 9th, actually. So Jazz is going to get the 10th place box for free here. Let's switch back over to Crow. He has a bomb here. Not really in position to snipe anybody, though. PT all around him so far.
Ooh, a blue.
Yeah, there it is. I was wondering if PT were in first, but throws it after the boxes instead. So, yeah, smart play there. Jazz is winning out in the bagging battle by not too much, but he has a golden. He'll break away a little more. PT bottom 3, though. They're going to need this, and Furley hits a mana, I think, that nobody else hit, surprisingly.
Jazz still cycling through boxes and just gets to start. PT does have to get back up there as fast as possible.
Yeah, Gardens isn't a track where you have to use the shock super early because shocking in a box is just so overpowered. You get TS people in the cut, and then you can take the cut yourself. But Jazz still doesn't have it. He has the bill here. A little bit unfortunate for him, but he's still in 10th. So I don't think Sasa has it yet. She's still going back.
Oh, it doesn't even hit the chain jump. Interesting. And Crow pulling a 6th place golden, trying to get up there and trying to break that top 2.
Yeah,
just accelerating right through.
Honestly,
oh, he hit that chain jump though. Oh, yeah, dog.
The intent was to get a box, but in that case, I think he was trying to get an item to potentially try to back 3rd there to try to get PT some mid spots, but just kind of misjudged the trajectory.
And his teammate does back him as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it looks like Sasa had shock, yes.
Gun shock, dodging boards. He's going to be able to eke a spot or 2 out, I believe, in the end.
I think the nerves are getting to the Crow.
Yeah.
Some of these plays right now, it's not looking good for him.
You hate to see it.
And it is pretty tough when you're playing, when you're playing for an audience. You do have to keep yourself, focused and everything, and not really pay too much attention to it.
Mm-hmm. And I think it could be stream nerfs too, right? And I've been there. I've been there plenty of times. And Crow's not usually one to. I mean, he does stream, but he rarely is in the big stage. But when he is in the big stage, that's the question. I feel for him. I've been there many times. But let's see if Crow can maybe pick it up here. Use this GP maybe as a warm-up. As for PT as a whole, yeah, they're in a hole right now. They're really going to have to pick it up.
Yeah, they do.
Unfortunate for Jazz not to get the shock in that case, because that really could have changed the race around.
Yeah, they're currently down by 49. So if they can, just get a big race, take it one race at a time, and just claw it back.
Yeah. We've seen PT come back from the dead several times, and one of those times was against Dara. Although the deficit wasn't too big, the race number was fairly slim. It was like a two races left, and they were down by
50.
Good. No. That's Dara versus EXO. 2 races left, and PT were down by like mid 20s, 30s, and they ended up pulling it back. So we'll see. We'll see if Lightning can strike twice here for PT. But so far, they're in a bit of a hole. Here we go. GB.
Right.
They're very consistent with this, with the rocks. So maybe this could be something to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, they're gonna need a massive race right here, just to at least keep it close.
King steals Crow's box, and I don't think King's gonna pull Shroom, but Crow could have potentially pulled a Shroom or triple Shrooms in his spot, but we'll see.
I think King might have done Shrooms, didn't pull out anything. Right now, pulling out 4-5.
We'll see who takes the block here. We see Sasa committing to a 10th place box early, but pulls Shrooms and takes the backward strat ahead of Jazz.
And King did get those
and
Shrooms.
Jazz fails it too. That's a rare mistake from Jazz. So Sasa's going to be winning this by quite a bit now.
He's just cycling boxes with knife. It just... Well, I mean, he does have a little bit of time, because if he does not pull Bill, then that's good for Jazz in order to get shot.
Yeah, I'd say if you're Jazz, just still go back. Because you never know. Sasa could fail the backward strat once, and then he'll be right back in it. But I mean, I get the idea of chaining boxes there, because you chain like 4 or 5 boxes before the other bagger even gets 1 in 10. We're gonna see Alex taking the respawn here. We could see a shock, maybe. I don't know.
No, he doesn't have it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I looked away from Jazz's POV for a few seconds. I thought they pulled it instantly, but yeah, 2 people opting to take the respawn there instead of going for rock. I think we still see Gun in first, but the spots are relatively mixed now.
And Jazz just getting golden after golden, so it doesn't look like he's going to get the shock. And I think, if anything, Sasa may have it, or no one has it at all.
Yeah, Gun's still or King's still in first here, but
oh, there it is. TSing Alex right off the track. And that's
Crow maybe can pick the Shroom up.
Oh, he sneaks in. He stole it. He stole it.
That's theft. That is theft, Nico. That was all Crows. So unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate. He didn't make up his mind on time to take it, and Nico just came in and swooped it up. But yeah, right now PT's just not doing too well. But it's not over though. That's the thing, because anything can happen.
Yeah, Nico just didn't care. He's like, that's my Shroom, man. Get out of here. Unfortunate. And Crow did turn off his stream. I get it. I honestly get it. I really do feel for Crow in that instance. But as for a POV here, I think we're only going to have Alex's now. I'd say just put music on.
Yeah, if we're gonna use it, we should just do that. Put that non-copyright music.
Mm-hmm. And we did ask the teams, but we always ask the teams beforehand. Let us know if you don't want to be casted. We want to make sure that we don't have any sort of stigma of we're just like we're kind of this team that presses the action. We're gonna do whatever the hell we want. Crow did provide his stream before the match, but I totally get it. I've been there. So we are going to see Alex's point of view now with music overlaid, and we're going to see Jazz's point of view still, of course, every now and again. But very rough GP for PT, to say the least.
If you were PT, like, what's the main thing that you would want going into this next GP?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, there's just a lot that they have to do because they're already down by a lot.
I don't know. They seem rattled. It's not just Crow either. I think just based on the fact that some of the players went for respawn in lap 2 instead of rock to try to break the top spots, they could be rattled early, and that's something that they struggle with time and time again. Is mentality, keeping a level head throughout 12 races. I think they'll be able to pick it up after this. It's just a bad GP. They'll shake it off, but it's just been something that they struggle with, maintaining that level head for 12 races. Whether they start off poorly or they start off well, but then they end poorly. I would really like to see I'd really like to see a comeback here from PT, but Gun right away. They're on cloud 9 after GP1 here. It's going to be a 54-point win.
A 64-point lead right now.
Yeah.
Gotta get your math
freeway
right.
Coming out from Gun too.
Well, yeah. If our PT, I just keep level heads.
Oh boy.
Room DC'd.
Yeah.
Reset.
Got an ice Gun here. And as for a particular update on players, I think there might have been a reset to Sub Crow, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's going to be Matt coming in for Phantasmagoria here. Super sub Matt. I'm surprised Matt hasn't played more matches because Matt's a strong player. I think it could be an availability issue.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, Matt's going to be coming in to provide some more running solidity here. We're going to see the debut of Mo Matt in this summer split, I think. I don't know if he's played any other matches.
I think he has, but it just has gone unnoticed.
Okay. Maple Treeway coming out for Gun here, though. We'll see how well they'll be able to maintain their top spots. We'll see how well Third will be able to take the cut. At times, if Third hops in cut, sometimes they don't take the proper line and they hit the dirt and they stay there for a good 3 seconds. We'll see. It is going to be Hakeem in Third. Looks like Hakeem maintains a decent line there. We'll see what he has. As for Alex, it is going to be a set of triple shrooms. Going to spam them early with triple reds. Good communication from PT not to kill each other there. Casper goes a little wide. Yeah, that's good. Oh, wait. Ooh, it's creeping up, actually. Top 3 now. I wonder what happened to first there for Gun.
Oh, Shrooms is chilling.
Yeah, as for the bagging battle, Jazz failed it, but then okay, no, Sasa's still winning out in the bagging battle. Bagging battle's very close, though. It's going to be 50-50 very soon.
Oh.
Sasa's off. Sasa's off there, so Jazz making a box in first. See. Okay, so now it's going to be 50-50. As for Alex's POV, he is still in first with the shroom in first, actually. He's had that shroom since lap 1. He was able to overtake. And we'll see what happens here. I think PT are still occupying some of the top spots. Not sure who's second. I know Casper was. I'm not sure if he still has it right now.
Alex is in a very good seat, though.
Very. Jazz commits first to the box, gets a star, and now he's starring Sasa here. Oh, by the way, no, there's actually a position glitch. Did Jazz activate the position glitch, or was it Sasa?
I think Jazz, he did go the right way, didn't he?
He did, yeah. So,
wait, I think I know what happened. I think Sasa might have fallen off on. Oh, he got shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he might have fallen off on the left side of the
to do
track.
A cannon dodge here.
Yeah, it's too late. But I mean, Alex is just in a good seat. I don't think they need it right now. But yeah, I think Sasa might have accidentally fallen off and then respawned backwards because I think that's what activates
Switch over to Jazz. He's trying his best to juke out Sasa, but Sasa I don't think has any start. Yeah, he's just going to go forward now. I think if they're going to hold shock, there's no point in trying to juke Sasa and make Sasa think that he doesn't have the shock. I think they're just going to hold on to this.
Yeah, we should switch back. Just holding that shroom. No, that's what blue. I think they might have been holding blue the entire race, actually.
Yeah. Actually, Gunner 2-3-4.
Oh, dang. And there it is. Last second shock.
I wonder what the call was like, because they had shock since everyone was in the can in lap 3, so I'm really not sure what the call was. I don't think any of them had dodges, but even if they don't have dodges, I guess just maybe try to TS 1 or 2 people on the net potentially, because Gun were 2-3-4, just shock them in the net potentially and have them slow down quite a bit. But yeah, Verley sneaks up into 4th though after dodging.
Yeah, it was pretty good to save the race, and they won that by, let's see, about 3 points. Not a big race, but still a winning one. So they're gonna have more of those, but with bigger margins.
But as for the race here, it's gonna be Delfino Square coming in here. PT are gonna have to get some good races. They can't have these little neutral races, especially with this deficit.
Can't wait to see if that Maple Treeway, the position glitch might actually come into fruition later. But yeah, let's focus on the race right now. Top 2 so far for PT. Looking to hold it and just run it up right now.
Alex taking 2 boxes. I don't know how much of a factor that's going to play. Does fib Hakeem, so that's going to be good for their top 2 at the very least. But Hakeem could be in position to pull shrooms and catch back up.
There's a
Bagging
golden
battle
on gun
time.
right
Let's
now.
take a look. Let's take a look. Sasa, both baggers got the box in 10th, I think, at the same time there, but Jazz ends up pulling the bill.
I think Sasa pulled the golden, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so switch back over to Alex here.
She'll be able to go back and get the first box after 30.
Early slows down a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Yeah, so it's going to be boards that took double, as well as Nico, but Nico actually is right next to Alex here. So we'll see. Oh, this is bad for Nico.
Yeah, triple reds. Casper does get taken out by a backspam from boards, though, and
I'm interested to see if
two,
boards
but not for long.
Okay, yeah, Casper does get taken out. I'm interested to see what kind of backspams boards will throw out.
Oh, that was a crucial bump right there.
And that's unfortunate because I think Matt, he had to realign. He didn't go super tight. He didn't go super far to the left and then cut back inside. I think he had to readjust his line and stay on the wide line, taking the double, and ends up bumping Alex off inadvertently. And I think Sasa may have the shock here. We'll confirm in just a second.
Jazz does have bill intent, so it's looking to me that gun does have the advantage with the shock right now.
And I think Jazz is conceding it too. He's holding onto this bill. He knows Sasa has the shock, and he's hitting the crates too, and trying to get the ground shrooms right next to the single here. Smart play. And there is a ground shroom sitting right next to the double.
Yep, there it is. Gets them right after boxes. Also, that is a pretty interesting play, but there are a lot of bananas, so.
Yeah, that ground shroom was a little too close to the wall there in case one of PT players wanted to go for that single. And I think this is going to be a fairly good race for Gun here.
Ooh. And really does get backbone the left turn. At the bottom three.
Insult to injury.
PT's really struggling right now.
It's not their day, really. I mean, it was really hard to see some of what happened in the front because Alex was in the back quite a bit, especially with that unfortunate bump in lap 2 when Matt was taking the golden strap, but he took the wide line. I think he had to readjust there. And yeah, I think Gun were able to take double lap 1. It was boards that got all the way up to first. And then lap 2, I think one of them took it as well. And they were just able to keep their top spots the entire time, especially with shock too. Now it's going to be a 80-point deficit here for PT to overcome.
Yeah, so far, just nothing's going well for PT right now.
Still plenty of Mario Kart left, though. Of course, 6 races. As long as you get like a
say maybe back-to-back top 4s, then you're still in it.
Just get plus 13 every race. It's possible, certainly. But we'll see. TF coming out here for Gun, and if it does pick TF already, and PT is going to be in the back foot. Casey comes out here though. It's not a reset track necessarily, but if you get the right items, you can certainly catch up. Gun are going to start off fairly aggressively here. 3 of their top 4 opt to run here instead of one of them maybe dropping for like a 6th place set of triple shrooms. We'll see how much of a factor that plays into this. I don't think any of PT were able to take it. Actually, it was it was Gun or King that took it. Actually, nobody else from PT from the looks of it. Maybe one that's coming up now. That's Matt and Omega.
Right now, we see the baggers also trying to get boxes in 10th. See if they could, if anything, maybe drop a starter for the teammates.
Yeah, and just the fact that good work from Jazz there to pick up the ground star.
Doesn't allow them to get a much more clear advantage. And Alex with this golden right now.
And that's the good thing about going spade strat. We call that a spade strat. The baggers that go for those boxes is that you can get stars to drop, and if you don't,
it gets back bombs.
Yeah, if you don't, you can take the stars that the opposing bagger drops to prevent Gun player or to prevent your opposing players from taking cut and whatnot. But PT are in bottom spots here. Jazz is going to have to start risking boxes. Let's take a look at Jazz's POV, actually. Pulls a golden. I don't think he's going to be able to do much here. Sasa again dropping a star. The star disappears regardless.
No, he picked it up.
Sasa, oh, he was shot. Sasa was right in the pack there. I thought she might have inadvertently trolled one of Gun's players there, but that wasn't the case. PT still bottom 3. This is a very precarious situation, and I think Sasa's running away with it now. So this is looking very, very good for Gun.
Yeah. Jazz does pull Bill, so Gun does have shock. Yet
See
again.
what happens. Top
They're
2.
running off in top 2. They're gone.
Yeah.
Alex is trying to see if he can crack it, but I don't think he's going to be able to make up enough ground.
I would have liked to see him get a box, potentially maybe try to go for triple reds and spam them, but I mean, it's still a big task because triple reds in third are very rare anyway. So Gun's gonna run away.
There's a lot of distance between them too, so there's no way he's going to be able to catch them. And yeah, there it is. Getting them into boxes.
Yeah, and it was a good early shock too, just in case Alex was going to take cut there.
And he's going to blue on the line as well. Ouch. Rubbing salts in the wound.
And yeah, I don't see any way back from PT. I was optimistic. They had 6 races left, and the deficit was still feasible considering that there was a lot of Mario Kart left. But after this, I just don't see it.
Yeah, so far things just not going PT's way right now.
Gun, man. Gun are coming out. Firing. Guns blazing, ladies and gentlemen. No pun intended. This is... I did not expect this. I really didn't.
I expected it to be very close, and if anything, maybe a slight edge, but I didn't expect the scoring to be this wide of a margin. So right now, Gun is just showing out, and they're just looking to, secure that top seed, and,
Looking at the... sorry to cut you off. Looking at the race score objectively, though, it didn't look like Gun got that good of a race, though. They only got top 2 and then...
Yeah, but it's still a winning race, and that also, ices any sort of progress that PT could make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this particular lineup for PT, well, barring Crow, they're very in and out. They play well on their day, but they I hate to say it, but they're not as consistent as they could be.
I think that might be a bit of, maybe some mental fatigue, because I do notice that some of the time that, like, when it comes to the problem with this team is that sometimes, they could get very tilted, and then it could, end up boring on past maybe, say, the first GP when something bad happens, and then they can't really get over it. So that's one thing to look out for. Maybe they might be, mentally tired, or might be tilted or something like that.
Yeah. I don't think PT get tilted per se, but I just think at times they get nervous, and at times whenever they do go down, it's hard for them to pick it back up. We'll see in the bagging battle here. Jazz opting not to go backwards, even though the runners have gone backwards, staying very patient here, opting to go for the 50-50 pull. But the 50-50 pulls have not favored Jazz so far, actually. So interesting to see him actually.
And he gets the bill immediately. It's just
okay.
Wow, it was just hugging that wall. But yeah,
not Jazz's day, definitely.
Yeah. 1-3 right now for Gun, and 2-4. Ooh, that was very close backspam. Nico trying to snipe Casper, but isn't able to connect, but does pull triple reds. And looking to schlag both Alex and Burley just to keep them behind. While, wait, who was in first? Was that Nico in first?
I think it is. Yeah, it's one of Gun. I know that it's not Nico, but it's Boards. Yeah.
Oh, Boards. Yeah, Nico's holding it down.
Burley gets hit out by Nico with those triple reds as well as Casper. Jesus.
And he pulls those triple greens as well. And it's forced to shroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody has the shock, I don't think. So it's still going to favor Gun nonetheless.
Yeah, well, it looks good, but Sasa does have the lead. Oh, Sasa does stop in the middle, though. Sasa at Bill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jazz is going to go... Oh, but, I mean, the race is over, so it's too late now. wasn't paying too much attention. But yeah, so far Jazz is just not having the best of luck right now with these shocks. It's just pretty unfortunate.
Yeah,
And
I'm
Boards was able
surprised
to.
though. I'm surprised that Jazz is still opting to go for the 50-50 in that case, because we saw in Peach Gardens where Sasa was very slow to get the box in ninth. It could have just been a one-off. But Jazz, I feel like he has very good lines as a bagger too. So I feel like in those situations, I feel like Jazz should just commit instead of giving Sasa that 50-50 chance, especially if you pull Bill in this track, it's over.
Yep, and you have to use it immediately too to get rid of it.
But I mean, you could also say that if Sasa gets a box in ninth and doesn't pull Bill, then it just gives Jazz a bigger chance to get it, but also gives Jazz a bigger chance to get the shock too. So I don't know.
Yeah. Doing those 50-50s are just not the best thing for him.
Right.
So yeah, by the looks of it, Gunn just has over 100-point lead right now. And it'll be tough for PT to even, have a chance of coming back.
DK Summit coming out here from, even though it is number 32 from Jazz, he considers that a number 32, but he has improved a lot in the backward strat, so I still give the edge over him the edge over Sasa. But we'll see. In terms of running, I know PT are fairly consistent at it. Gun every now and again they tend to flub the double, but we'll see. And then, yes, I think we're going to switch over to Jazz at around 20 to 25 seconds. Not 20 to 25, at around like 33, 34 seconds, because people are going to be taking the double here. It's going to be some crucial exchanges. We see Alex trying to snipe, but I think what happened? It wasn't a snipe connecting, but something happened at first nonetheless. Sasa got the first box in 10th, which is fairly interesting. I'm not sure if Sasa, if she does pull the shock, is going to continue to try to fake Jazz out here. See what happens.
Oh, maybe Sasa might have gotten it immediately.
Yeah. No, I think she went over. I don't know. It's hard to say. Switching back over to Alex here. Still in first, Hakeem in second. I think Hakeem was able to take double to get back up there. Is Alex going to block the double here? Is he going to remain keep it for his teammates?
Well, Jazz's pole is down, so now we won't really see what's happening back there. But I mean, I wouldn't really, give up immediately because it's still doable. I feel
there
like
are two roses actually, so it's may not be Hakeem in second, but I thought I saw Hakeem in second. No, actually, it's not going to be Hakeem. Hakeem's in seventh.
Oh, and there's the blue taking Alex out. But it is Verley who's also using Rosa, so we're still holding the top two. Ooh, gets sniped by
Boards, my man. Calm down.
Good shot.
That was actually a good snipe, considering that it's really hard to get a snipe on the hill section.
Ooh, barely makes it. But yeah, right now, actually that shot did wonders for him as Catherine does dodge up. I don't know how many spots he's going to gain out of it, but it does look to me like a 2-3-4 or 5 for PT. Not bad of a race.
Not a bad salvage, but that snipe from Boards was huge, getting them first. I mean, it could have maybe been like a 1-3-4-5, or who knows, maybe Boards went for single there and PT would have gone for double. Maybe Verley would have gone for double. Who knows? That was a big spot changer.
Yeah. Also, that snipe by Boards was very clean.
Yeah, we've seen Boards a couple times throughout these snipes so far in the split. I know we casted Gun versus AP, and he got a couple of pretty good snipes in that particular affair. So credit to Boards there. 2-3-4-5 instead of potential top 2-4-5 for PT there. Still 3 races left. I mean, something's got to give here for PT. They have to get top 3-5s. They have to get top 4s. Otherwise, it's game over.
They're down 91 with 3 races left. So, I mean, if they could potentially, pull off some big races and then somehow manage to get a pen out of it, then maybe they could come back. But right now, it's looking like it may be the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, like how much is the top four?
Top 4 is a plus. If it's top 4-9, it's a plus 31.
Well,
So
it's
they're
possible.
gonna need.
But if they have to do that like 3 times in a row in order to
Mhm.
get the win.
They're gonna need 2 top 4-9s and 1 top 4-10, or if they don't get a top 4-9, they have to all run. It's just a really precarious situation already, but mathematically still possible. And if it's mathematically still possible,
You know,
what was that one lounge command? I think someone said that once.
was an F.
Larry? Didn't Larry say that once?
No, Matt said like, if it's mathematically possible, you're still in it.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt's an optimist. So we'll see. Again, a snipe attempt.
Oh, another snipe! Oh my goodness!
That time it bounced off the wall. That was from King, I believe, that threw that out.
Mm.
How could change the spots around though, depending on.
Oh, that green! Wow, that was just a ghost green to me.
Yeah, if you're Alex there, you gotta concede. Oh,
and he gets nailed for a third time.
You gotta concede the spot there if you're Alex. I mean, because you're right next to.
Bill pull though, Bill pull.
Yeah, this is good information.
Because now that allows them to freely touch boxes, but then again, it's still pretty. I'd say a pretty even chance of either bagger getting it. Like he's gonna have to hold on to this for a while because he gets nailed for a 4th time by a random green, forcing him to use Bill so he can catch up.
Yeah.
Right now, Alex is just not getting the best of luck right now. Just getting nailed 4 times.
And I believe it is gonna be Hakeem. Hakeem is in first. Not to be confused with Verley. I saw Verley's name in the middle of the pack.
Well, yeah,
they're gonna need a blue.
Yeah, they're gonna need. Well, I mean, they're basically gonna need a miracle at this point because losing this race basically means it's over.
Boards could very well be holding blue right now. It is highly possible.
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah, and he doesn't take the cut.
Top 3 right now for Gun, so they're just looking to close it out. And green, King with the triple greens. He's gonna back these just to keep him at bay. Yeah, and it looks to me that this match is basically done. As Gun is gonna get at least a top 2 out of this, and Alex pulling a last second TC, but it's not able to shake off that top 3. So, yeah, that basically is it.
Yeah.
Congrats to Gun for this win. I didn't expect them to really, come out blazing like this, and they just took it right to them.
Indeed. And Gun are a time bomb. They can go off at any given moment, and when they go off, it's typically a fairly big explosion. Props to Gun for that very dominant performance. And I mean, the first GP, I feel like PT didn't play too poorly after GP1, but I mean, the damage was already done after GP1.
Yeah, like you just have that impression of you're already down 60 going in to second GP. That does do a lot to the mind.
Yeah.
So,
and in terms of running, I thought PT were gonna keep it close. At times, though, we saw Gun running away. Notably in GV, they took Rock a couple times. PT opted not to take Rock in lap 2, kind of gave him a little bit more of a break. And then a couple key plays as well, like that snipe in DKS. These plays from Gun have just been, I don't know, man. They've played well.
Yeah, just a lot of insane snipes.
And the blue count isn't too bad either. It's been fairly even, I believe.
I didn't really see that many blues. I only saw, like I said, maybe 4.
In general, we haven't seen very many, so.
But yeah, just going ahead into this last race, there's still 1 more week left though, so I wouldn't say it's fully decided until this final week is done. But I'm just gonna check the standings real quick so I can see the schedule. But the last opponent that Gun will be facing is EXO, which will be a pretty interesting one. But PT, they're still they don't really have to worry too much because they have at least second seed locked, so they don't have to worry about anything even if they were to lose.
Right. Yeah, this isn't too bad of a loss for PT. But I mean, how much is this going to affect them going into playoffs? I don't think it will really, especially since playoffs is 2 weeks from now, or maybe 3 if there's going to be a weekend break in between.
But it does give them the impression that they're going to have to do a lot of work in order to beat Gun, because Gun right now is just doing everything right. They're executing pretty flawlessly, and they're also getting really nice snipes off.
Yeah.
Getting in front, slagging very effectively and everything. Just doing everything in the book.
And back spams also have been a key thing. PT have hit a lot of them.
Yeah.
Oof.
And there weren't really any lag exchanges either. I didn't see any sort of lag or anything. Right now, Gun's just, they're just taking command, and they're doing very, very well.
Hakeem's going to secure first, and second isn't spinning out. That could be a sign that maybe they are
That's
second.
That's the top 4.
Oh, man.
They're starting off strong.
This has gotten out of hand.
My goodness, these guys are just...
I mean, Jazz has gotten his fair share of bills, which is kind of unfortunate. But there have been a couple of races like DKS wasn't able to make the backward strat. MC3 giving Sasa the 50-50 boxes instead of committing, because typically when Jazz commits, he gets the box in 10th usually. And I would have liked to see that against Sasa, who's not really known to be like a decent bagger lines wise, because you can actually have good lines as a bagger to keep your 10th as best as you can. And it's just been a mess.
Yeah, it's been a massacre. Gun is just unbelievably explosive, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do in week 5, because they do play EXO, and also in the playoffs, because surprisingly in the prediction scene that we had let's say a few weeks ago, we predicted them to finish last, but I thought that was a bit unjustly, because I think that this team, it's very strong and it has really good chemistry, and I felt like they did have some really, really good players that can make the difference, and they're showing it tonight.
Indeed. Boards has been a standout individual. Hakeem has been up there quite a bit. And King is expected to stay up there quite a bit. Solid player already, but the onus was on some of the other players to back up King and Boards. Hakeem has done the solid job.
He's done a great job.
Nico has been kind of the playmaker. I haven't seen too much of Nico in the pack, so I don't know what kind of plays he's been making, but I just say overall Gun's very, very solid.
Yeah, and the fundamentals are really good too.
Alex is in position to, you gotta spam those, yes. And can he get Nico? No, doesn't get Nico, but still good work from Alex to get those gun players out of top 3. Forwards grinds his way up. Maybe he could try to work a snipe here potentially. Alex, okay. I see you, Alex.
Getting a little more aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's too little too late for PT, of course, but I wish we saw some of those back spams from PT when they were in top spots, because they were eating a lot of the back spams when Gun were in top spots.
Yeah, and they did have some unfortunate mishaps during the first GP, and they weren't really able to do much.
That definitely made the difference, because I think that kind of affected their mentality a little bit. Blue comes in onto Gun. So maybe they can salvage something here. Just play for pride. Jazz comes up in a build. Yeah, that's a little sketchy, though. It could... no, is he all running? He's running, I think, yeah.
Yeah, he's running.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter what happens, because they've already won.
Mm-hmm. And point differential won't make a difference, because they already have second seed locked. If they tie with Extend Ash or Dara, they'll have the upper hand there. And top 5 for PT.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Okay. They ended off strongly.
Even though it was too late, at least they did get a nice little top 5 just to end it off.
That's a fridge pick to finish it off, but Gun still winning that war by... Do they surpass 100? No, it's 100 exactly.
Wow. Well, yeah, congratulations to Gun for this very, very remarkable victory. And just doing what we didn't really expect them to do, and just come out strong and just start swinging. all over the place, and all of a sudden they're just ahead by a lot, as much as 60 in the first GP. And
what was the deficit after first GP?
It was 60 points.
Jeez.
So yeah, they were starting off very, very strong, and P2 wasn't really able to come up with an answer, unfortunately.
Yeah, 64 to be exact. I mean, the damage was already done after GP1. I mean, they did pull it back a couple of races. PT did. So barring GP1, I mean, they only lost by 36. So it wasn't like they completely collapsed, but I mean, just judging the match as a whole, it was a bit of a collapse.
Yeah, but still, they do have at least, the second seed locked, so they don't really have to worry. But going into the playoffs, when they do start, how is this going to affect their mentality? Because if they're going to because they're probably going to be thinking, oh, we might have to come up against this team again, maybe in the finals. And, after what happened here, how is that going to affect them?
Well, they have one more match to play. They have one more match to play to bounce back.
I'm saying in the playoffs, though, that impression it will leave on them.
Yeah, and we were completely wrong. I mean, we thought Jazz was going to be able to beat Sasa soundly. Not that Sasa played like out of her skin. She played decently, but I feel like the shot count would have been more even if Jazz didn't pull Bills. However, it was still good work from Sasa to be able to outbag in a couple of races to secure those shocks. Very dominant performance from Gunn there, and don't really have much else to say. Thank you for coming along, Fusion. Thank you, viewers, for coming along, for sticking around throughout the entire match. You guys are awesome. Thank you for showing the support. Make sure to subscribe. We'll come out, you guys, with more content. On behalf of Mario Kart Boards, I'm Jaggy.
I'm Fusion.
We will see you guys next time.
Goodbye.